I want to talk today about statistics. We pass legislation in this place which causes a number of different types of statistics to be collated and published. But what then? What do we do with these important indicators of social health? The simple collection of data is not an end in itself. It is intended to inform future decision-making in this place as well as across our society more broadly. Take, for example, the Abortion Law Reform Act of 2019, which at Section 15 requires medical practitioners to provide information to the Ministry of Health about terminations performed after 22 weeks gestation. The current figures indicate that, on average, 3 pregnancies a week are terminated in New South Wales at or after 22 weeks. So we collect this data, we make this data available to those who inquire, but when do we reflect on it? When do we ask what this simple statistic tells us? A termination at 22 weeks is not a first trimester procedure, which may be a response to an unplanned or unwanted pregnancy. By 22 weeks, the mother has come to know the child she is carrying, she has felt its movement within her, and is often around the time that she will find out if she is carrying a girl or a boy. She has passed the dog-tired and nauseous first trimester and has probably popped, so it's likely that friends, families and workmates know of her pregnancy. The early decision point of a medical abortion or relatively simple surgical procedure has long passed, and she now faces a termination which must be performed in a hospital or other approved facility and may result in a child born alive, a life which at 22 weeks would spend a long time in the NICU but statistically would be a viable life. In short, a termination after 22 weeks is not run-of-the-mill. It is a big decision, a turning point more than halfway through the pregnancy. What is happening in these women's lives at 22 plus weeks which leads to this change of direction? What pressures are women experiencing that cause them to change their mind and leads to termination? Is it that the workplace, which should accommodate her pregnancy, is not prepared to? Is it financial hardship? These are issues which we need to understand because these are pressures which we should not ask pregnant women to bear alone. And are we sure that these are even decisions which are being made freely by women? Or do these late-term abortions represent pressure from partners who do not welcome the pregnancy? Are they hidden markers of domestic violence or coercive control, which we should be addressing? Abortion is a very political issue, clear from the current US discourse, but this politicisation should not prevent us from asking real questions raised by this troubling data.